Now here you'll see this just is some bug spray. Now I carefully keep this inside a baggie, simply being that bug spray can be really tough on gear. If this leaked out and got on my gear, it does have the ability to eat away at different materials. So I try to be very careful with bug spray, but you'll notice I do have a maximum DEET option here. That is important. In my particular location, we have a lot of really nasty ticks and mosquitoes, so to have some good quality DEET insect repellent is definitely a plus. And on the other side, here is a very interesting toothbrush. Now this is called the Tube, and I have to give it up to Matty Outdoors, who also runs a YouTube channel. I got this idea from him, and this is an excellent option for a toothbrush. So just taking a real quick look at this, you'll see removing the cover, exposing the toothbrush head. So that's the first thing, is this is replaceable, so over time I can add a new head if I really want to. But the most important thing for me is what's in the bottom, and here is the toothpaste. So this is a refillable toothpaste, which is really cool. Basically what you do is you take your toothpaste tube, you connect it to this, and you squeeze your toothpaste into this. So again, going with this concept of having all these different tubes and vials and my ability to refill everything I need, that's also the case with my toothpaste. So I should never leave and not have what I need. That is just such a cool concept for me, and something I am definitely enjoying about this kit build. But continuing on, here you will see that as I get into this pouch, I have a very comprehensive Altoids fire kit. Now I have covered the contents inside this. I'm not going to break this all apart, but if you are interested in seeing what's inside of this, you can catch it on one of my other videos. And here, this little Essie Randall's Adventure Training card. Now, I don't have this in here because I think I'm going to use these skills or these techniques. I have this in here because you'd be surprised when you need a nice thin card just to get into something, clean something out, dig something out. To have this good little rigid card has definitely come into play more than once. So I keep it in there simply for the ability for me to keep things clean. Now again, a couple other funny little items. So here you'll see a small collapsible pen. Never know if you need something to write, so just to have a pen in here that takes up basically no space whatsoever is definitely cool. And here, this is kind of another funny little item, but maybe comes into play. So I do have here this small case that has some earplugs. Now, you never know if you get into a situation, maybe you're hiking or camping and there's somebody that you're with that's snoring the night away, driving you crazy. The ability to get a good night's sleep is important. Or maybe it's really windy and you just want to cut down on a little bit of noise. So to have these in here is definitely cool. Now, again, the idea that this is also a med kit. So you know, you never know what you're getting into. Maybe you're in a situation where it's extremely loud and you're trying to perform some sort of first aid on somebody, but it's ridiculously loud. Well, the last thing you want to do is actually damage yourself and harm yourself. So maybe it's just a split second to protect your ears while you're in that situation, and it'll actually help you in the long run do a better job. And here, a small I1R EOS light from Olight. You never know what you're getting into. You may need a small flashlight at your fingertips just to be able to perform your tasks. What if the only thing you grabbed was this pack and got moving? Well, to have something like this may be key. You're in a dark area trying to perform some level of first aid. Definitely having a light could come into play. Now here you will see this is another interesting addition to my kit. I found these ID badge holders are absolutely perfect to hold different types of bandages. So an assortment of bandages, alcohol pads, some different types of gauze pads, and these ABD pads. So the idea here being that these are completely waterproof. You cannot get water into these, and they zip lock shut. There's a fixed amount of things in here, so I know very quickly and easily if what I need is inside of here. And they all kind of nest together nice and flat, fit perfectly inside here. So this has been an excellent addition to my kit. And last but not least, I got this idea from Aaron at Gideon's Tactical. Here you will see a splint material. This is a very interesting material where you can actually create a splint for a broken arm, broken ankle, broken leg. To me, where I'm going, the chances of me actually rolling an ankle are probably higher than any other injury I could sustain, maybe short of a cut or a sunburn. So in that regard, having a splint could definitely make the difference between my ability to get myself out or be struggling to find help. And finally, some tweezers. So tweezers and a little magnifying glass, maybe a dual purpose item. Tweezers obviously to help dig things out of your skin, whether you get a splinter or a thorn. Maybe you have a tick on you, you want to get it out of there. But maybe you could also use that magnifying glass to help you start a fire. So then that begs the question, what if you needed to go a little bit bigger? Well, you do have the ability to go to one of these trauma packs. And for me, I did not go this way for really a couple of main reasons. Now, these packs are very capable, can hold a ton of gear, are beautiful. I absolutely am totally drawn to this pack, but the main reason why I didn't bring it, first, it's a little bit bigger than I need, so probably takes up a little too much real estate in my pack. But second is the fact that the organization type is different. If you look at the difference between these two packs, they are fundamentally different in the way that you organize them. So the difference in the types of loops, the difference in the types of features you see on these flaps, this is really more of a sort of open style shock cord, where this has more of these little individualized sort of sections. To me, this just worked better. Now again, I think this is a gorgeous pack. I could totally see using it for a ton of different purposes. I really like the idea that this has this separate pouch, but again, just a little too big and the organization didn't quite work for me. Now, there's one thing I want to bring up real quick, and that's the fact that this pack to me would be an amazing, amazing addition to the outside of the Vanquest Marcor 45, which is Vanquest's flagship bag. This is their most capable bag, and to me, just an amazing platform, something that you build on and continuously add components to. And when I saw this trauma pack, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to bolt it onto the outside of the Marcor 45. Now, if you're familiar with the Marcor 45, you will know that there is a beaver tail that can be added to this to allow you to put different pouches, packs, and things like that. But for me, personally, I don't always want that particular feature. I find that a lot of times I take that off because it's just a little more than I need. I kind of don't need that added weight, and it adds a little bit of complexity to the outside of the bag. So for me, having a pouch like this would be absolutely perfect. And as you look at how it would fit on the outside of the bag here, this would make an amazing add-on accessory for this Marcor 45. But even though all things Vanquest I do very much like and I support them very much, I am frustrated at the fact that this pack cannot be attached to this bag in any way, at least if you're not using the beaver tail. So for me, this is a great add-on feature that just, it looks the part sitting right here. I want it to be the part here. You could get this in gray, which would match the bag beautifully, but the fact of the matter is you just cannot connect it. So my suggestion to Vanquest is always incorporate the ability to add these packs to your flagship lineup, and especially here on this Marcor 45. Now, it is close where maybe you could potentially run some additional webbing through the top here and the bottom here and kind of make it work, but it's not really set up for it. And I think to have this set up and capable of fitting in here easily would definitely be advantageous. So whether or not you're actually modifying the bag to have some strategic clip points, or whether or not you set this up to connect to this ladder molly here, either way, I think this should absolutely be an option to connect to the Marcor 45. So alright guys, there you have it. A comprehensive look at my med/fire kit. Now, not just a med kit, not just a fire kit, kind of a catch-all for a number of the different things that are very useful to me while I'm out in the wilderness, out on the trail. Maybe I'm hiking, camping, backpacking. It doesn't necessarily matter. This could potentially go in an EDC bag, has a number of good different functions. And this is definitely something that's fun to build, takes a little bit of creativity and thought as you put together your kit. It's something that's just fun to practice, fun to enjoy how these things fit together. It's fun to find some of these small little products and put together a kit that's going to work well for you. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.